Oh, yeah, you know it. All right, it's Ralph time. That was some bad to the bone and from George Thorogood. I'm Ralph Williams. It's great to be here with you tonight for another edition of the Ralph's Opinion Show. And then also coming up later on, don't forget about the way I see it immediately following. We're here from 7:30 until 8 o'clock tonight. I have some bad news tonight. The bad news is that I wanted to talk about and finish up my series on bad casino towns, which we've been focusing on here for a few weeks and got a little behind the eight ball because of some stuff that was going on. So once again, we have to stray away from that topic tonight and talk about the death of Charlie Kirk. All right. Those of you out there who don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he's an activist. He also has his own talk show, syndicated talk show, which on the radio, which I kind of wish I had. Okay. So, but anyway, getting back to this, it turns out that Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck. They took him to the hospital, and now he has died. He has passed away. Okay. All right. Charlie Kirk. Anybody that's in the media that, and the reason I'm talking about Charlie Kirk tonight, I don't know the man, never really even listened to any of his programs, but he's a fellow media colleague that didn't bother anybody. He's a father. He's a son of somebody. Okay? And this is what, see, this is our America today. And it bothers me to no end that this is where we are in America today. All right? We'll get back to more about Charlie Kirk here in a minute. Because first, I'm going to introduce you to Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, our studio sponsor, Western Pennsylvania's best heating and air conditioning company, Mata, 724-201-0500. Call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today, all right, for all your heating and air conditioning needs. Western Pennsylvania's best. We're in Studio 10 here in Berlin, Maryland, just outside of Ocean City. And we're also sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty, 410 area code 596-1681. Mike Dotson is Ocean City, Maryland realtor in the Delmarva area here. Okay. And he'll set you up with the right property if you're planning on moving down here. All right. So call Mike today. That number again, 410-596-1681. All right. Comment section wide open on Facebook, Brandon Keeler. And Brandon is from the Sports Nuts program. He has his own show, Sports Nuts. They're on every Tuesday night at 7:30. They're on Fridays. They do talk about college football. All right. It's a big season. Football's here. College and pros. Go with the Sports Nuts. And also, don't forget my other friends in media here, immediate friends in media, Pensman Sports, Tiger Stripes Media. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow them on Twitter as well. All right. I need 15 more followers on Twitter to get to 400. So please help me get to 400 by the end of the year. I would like to get to 400 probably by the end of October. Or October 1st is my birthday, so which there will be a special, possibly special birthday edition of this show. All right. Don't forget 9 o'clock tonight, Steel City Sports World with me. I will be on with Luther Dupree, Claudia Rosano, Smoke and Jim Frazier, uh, Fillmore, and whoever else that Luther has on with us tonight. Then at 10 o'clock, about 9:45, usually about that time. All right, I will be on with the football roundtable on the kneecap biting with Jeremy Ballrick on YouTube and Facebook, and Still City Sports World's also on YouTube and Facebook. All right, every Wednesday, same schedule. Nothing changes unless I say it changes. Okay. All right. Charlie Kirk, speaking at a school. Oh, Utah Valley University, it's called. Okay. Never heard of the school until today. Never heard of it at all. It's one of those schools that probably has one of them Division III or Division IV football teams, if they even have a football team. I don't know much about the university. But here we are again, trying to assassinate or succeeding in assassinating a politician because you don't like what they have to say. You did it to President Trump in Butler, PA. Okay? You tried to burn out Governor Josh Shapiro, the Pennsylvania governor, who wants to run for president. We'll talk about that on the way I see it. And this Saturday at 8 a.m. on the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show. How are you going to be president when you're screwing Pittsburgh out of their transportation funds? And you gave money to SEPTA and didn't bother to even give anything to Pittsburgh. And then saying, well, Pittsburgh has to file or has to file papers or something. What? We'll talk about that later. I'm pissed. I'm really agitated at Josh Shapiro about this. And I got some other tidbits about him, too, if you're thinking about voting for him for president if he runs. Okay? If the Democratic Party puts him up, they're planning on possibly putting him up in 28. Someone tried to burn his mansion down with his family in it. Somebody went to Butler, PA, and tried to assassinate Donald Trump. It didn't work. President Trump didn't work. But this one worked. You got what you wanted. The families of those Minnesota politicians. How about them? Injured and killed people. What is wrong? I'm agitated. I'm very angry. Thanks. Because you know why? Shoot, the person who attempted to do or who did this, I had to switch my topics around tonight and talk about this yet again because we have another problem here again. There was something going on, a shooting in Lakeland High School in Colorado. What is going on here? This is insane. Church, school, home, I was always taught was supposed to be your safe places. None of the three of them are safe anymore. Up in Pittsburgh or Allegheny County. Okay? Braddock, Pennsylvania, or North Braddock. There was a church there about 3 years ago. Guy walked in and shot at the pastor. Church is not safe. The church that I used to attend up in Pittsburgh, we have to have security because we get robbed all the time. You're stealing from the Lord. Homeless people come wandering into the church, screaming and hollering, asking for this, doing that. Okay? Threatening to harm people in the place of worship of the Lord, the school where our kids are supposed to be safe. And you want to know why kids don't go to school. You want to know why people keep their kids at home because maybe it's safer there to do schoolwork, but you can't. You're not safe there either because somebody might shoot your house up. Somebody might not like your kid because your kid was a bully. Maybe somebody might not, your kid looked at my daughter the wrong way. Anything. And it's all about this. That's what it's about. Okay? You got the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh. Federal government about these guns. No. It's a home thing. It starts at the home and it works its way up to the government. And it's so bad right now that President Trump has to send National Guard troops into different cities. I talked about public safety last Saturday on the Ralph Williams Tony Moreno show, my radio show up in Pittsburgh on 12:50 a.m. The Answer. Because Pittsburgh doesn't care about public safety. If they did, they would fix it. I don't think this country as a whole cares about it. But our president does, and you shoot him down. And I don't mean literally shoot him. You shoot him down. You try to get judges to step in. You try to do this. You try to say this is illegal. You don't want to follow the law. You want to defund the police. You want to do this. I blame you for this. You, the person who don't like public safety, the person who don't like police, the person who don't want to work. Because if you would have wanted to work, you'd become a mental health person. If you wanted to work, you'd be a cop. If you wanted to work, you'd be a fireman. If you wanted to work, you'd be an ambulance. If you had any sense of anything, you'd be a volunteer firefighter. Which across the country is becoming a problem. And the state of Pennsylvania has the worst, is the worst of it. That we have to come up with incentives to get you to do something. It's you. Society. You progressives. Oh, let's take guns out of police's security hands in schools. No. We got psychos coming in firing up all the time. No. Oh, let's take guns away from the airport, people at the airport. No. People getting on airplanes, causing psychotic problems. But we can't find air marshals because nobody wants to work. It is a domino effect that has started with that, and it's worked its way up. The progressives are going to sit there, they're going to blame government saying, well, yes, that is true. Mental health funds have gone bye-byes. Okay? Simple as that. Plain and simple, it's gone bye-byes. It's gone out the door. Pennsylvania closed state hospitals. Took the money and put it into the stadiums in Philly and Pittsburgh. I know that for a fact. So please, somebody, don't tell me I'm lying and I don't know what I'm talking about. That's a fact, and I put the facts right here on this program. So now you go after Charlie KIRK, who's an activist and a conservative who has a talk show on syndicated radio. Now his family's missing their father. He could have been a grandfather, but he's not. You know why? Because you killed him. Okay? It's so bad, President Trump came on and sent his condolences to Charlie KIRK. The station where I put my radio show on 1250 The Answer up in Pittsburgh, airs Charlie KIRK's show on the radio station up there. He's on in the mornings. Okay? The man was at a university for one of his shows. He was putting on or doing something. Okay? And what do? You shoot him up. Because you don't like him. Because, oh, well, he's for President Trump. What, are you going to shoot everybody in the country who voted for President Trump? The man is trying to make a difference in this country, and you're sitting there strategically trying to shoot him. Okay? Everybody's panicking. Oh, I'm going to lose my Medicaid. If you're following the rules and you're following the law, you will not lose your Medicaid. I'm losing my Social Security benefits, disability. Are you disabled? Do you deserve Social Security? I am. So I get that. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? All right? Tonight, my anger and my frustration about what has just happened again is frustrating me tonight that I hope that my anger carries on to you. Your anger. You get up off your butt and go out and help society and help this economy and go become a police officer. Go become a paramedic. Go become a firefighter. Go become somebody. Go do something to help the society. To help. Go become a mental health specialist. Go become a nurse. Go become a social worker. Go become a teacher. I can't find teachers. I can't find air traffic controllers. I can't find tradespeople. But you'll go out there and you'll shoot somebody because somebody made comments that you didn't like, and he always supports President Trump. Really? And you want to know why I'm angry tonight? Why I put everything else on hold tonight, including the good, the bad, and the ugly of Donald Trump or President Trump. You got the drift here. Indeed. What a tragedy. Okay. My monitor's not with me tonight. So I don't know what folks are saying I can only read the first couple lines. The same people keep asking me why I'm wearing these sunglasses. They are prescription sunglasses I'm required to wear because I have cataracts in my eyes. And this right eye is really bad. I have to go to Pittsburgh to go to UPMC, which happens to be a very, very internationally known medical provider. In fact, Pittsburgh has two. Allegheny Health Network. They have two. I have to go to Pittsburgh. I have to go up there. I'm staying for 5 days. I have to go meet with two eye surgeons to get my eyes taken care of. Okay? And I can't really see the print on the comment section. I have to use certain tools. My monitor is probably watching, but cannot do anything for me. Or he'll text me or whatever, tell me who's who and what's what. Okay? You know, he has a life too. And it's all these people who don't have a life. It's all these people who, instead of going out and getting a job and helping this country develop and helping this country get its economy back and and embracing what President Trump is trying to do, you're out there shooting Charlie Kirk. Mental health has failed again. It has. Mental health has failed. There's not enough mental health out there. There's not enough counselors. There's not enough social workers. There's not enough of anything out there to deal with this problem. We have a homeless crisis in this country, a starvation problem in this country. Okay. And you're blaming the big, beautiful bill. You're blaming President Trump, who's trying to clean the waste up. People who deserve Medicaid get it. People who deserve Medicare get it. People who deserve Social Security get it. 2031, folks, mark it on your calendar because it's going to happen. if you don't get up off your butt and get out and work. And you know who you are. And I hope I hit a nerve with you tonight. I hope I hit a nerve with all you psychotic mental health people who won't get help, but you're out there trying to shoot people. But this is where our country has gone because of progressives. Defund the police. Cut mental health. Leave the homeless lay out in tents. Oh, we can't put them in jail. Oh no. We can't arrest them for stealing copper off of a church roof. No, we can't do that. That's the favorite word for the progressives. But it's your fault. You know why? You put them in there. You didn't want the old guy, that's Grandpa Joe Biden. So you put in President Trump, and he's upper in age too. He's 79 years old or 78 or whatever he is. He'll be in his early 80s when he leaves office. You want younger people, but you put these radicals in there that want to always defund the police. Oh, George Floyd. Please don't get me started on George Floyd. I'm not saying what the police did was wrong. I'm not saying that at all. There are bad apples out there. Happens every time. Okay? George Floyd was a criminal mastermind in the Detroit area. He didn't follow the rules of what the police had said. I got a lot of heat in Pittsburgh for the Jim Rogers thing. I got a lot of heat. I lost some friends over that. It's the way I am. It's my opinion. Okay? Things could have been handled differently. I get that. But when the officer says to me, put your hands up on your head, my hands, I can't put my hands on my head because of my situation. Okay? I can barely lift my hand up here. You get it? There's times I have to have my wife with me, which is why I don't have my face on the screen. They be here to punch up things in the computer and help me out here. Because there's times my body is so riddled in arthritis and pain that I just can't, you know what I mean? I have my good and my bad days. And when you're in pain, you do that. The drift is right. What a sad day in America. And I had to put everything aside that I had planned for tonight's broadcast because of this guy who they have a person of interest in custody. Now he'll get some lawyer or his family will that'll go, well, he's mentally challenged, he's mental health. Okay. All right. Instead of the oh no, we can't have the death penalty. No. No. We can't do that. This tonight is Ralph's opinion. A very angry Ralph tonight. Because once again, we have another death because of a shooting at a school because of someone who decided that they're just going to go and shoot everybody up. All right. Just a few announcements. Please don't forget Friday morning, I will be on the air at 11 a.m. with Ken and Ken in the morning on the Huddle Sports Network. Okay. I will be on the air with them. And also, don't forget about the triple header of Ralph Williams Saturday. It starts at 8 a.m. with me, Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno, 12:50 a.m. The Answer 92.5 on the FM dial, and 12:50 The Answer, pgh.com. All right. And then our second show of the Ralph Williams Saturday. Okay. Is at 10 a.m., the Saturday Sports Show on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the KIRK Network and the Huddle Sports Network. Okay? Every Saturday, 10 a.m., Ralph Williams, Leo Haggerty, and guests of our choosing. And our guests lately have been Pensman Sports and Brian Pettit from the Tiger Stripes Media. College football, pro football, or NFL. Davy Johnson, the death of Davy Johnson, baseball manager. We'll talk about that as well. Okay? That's this Saturday, 9 a.m. Or I'm sorry, 10 a.m. The Saturday Sports Show. All right. Now, then, to conclude the triple header of Ralph is the Sports Corner radio show on AM 1250, The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial in Western Pennsylvania and across the country and around the world on 1250, The Answer, PGH.com. With me, Ralph Williams, Smoking, Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. Steelers, Seattle, Steelers, Jets, will break that down. Pitt versus West Virginia. Canelo Crawford boxing match coming up. A whole lot to talk about this Saturday on the Sports Corner radio show. All right. I'm Ralph Williams. Thank you for being part of the program today here on Ralph's Opinion. Coming up next, the way I see it, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and his injustice towards Pittsburgh. And I know why. And I have a pretty good idea why. Okay? But have yourself a great one. And we'll see you next week.
Welcome to another edition of The Way I See It with your host, Ralph Williams. And now, without further ado, Ralph Williams.
Oh, yeah, it's right now. It's Van Halen, yeah. And it's right now. It's time for The Way I See It with me, Ralph Williams. We're here every single Wednesday, 8 o'clock start time for The Way I See It as part 2 of our doubleheader for 1 hour, 2 shows, nothing like it. All right. Earlier, Ralph's Opinion Show, we talked about the death of Charlie Kirk. Those of you who don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he is an activist who also has a syndicated talk show. And I said what I had to say. So you can listen to the archive version of what I had to say about with the death of Charlie Kirk. I want to send my condolences out to his family. I was so angry about what happened that I didn't get an opportunity to send my condolences to his family and colleagues and fellow media colleagues out there who are close to Charlie Kirk. All right. Sad. Really sad. All right. But this show, we're not going to talk about Charlie Kirk. What I am going to talk about, though, is one topic that I wanted to talk about on Ralph's Opinion in a series I was doing called hurting casino towns that have casinos and are hurting. The casinos are not doing it for them anymore. We can talk about that. Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. I got some stuff. I got some words for you. All right. Okay. And of course, what goes on here in the Delmarva area. And those of you who don't know, I live in Berlin, Maryland, outside of Ocean City. And we're here speaking of being here in Berlin, Maryland, we are in Studio 10. And our studio sponsor is Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-2010-500, Western Pennsylvania's best heating and air conditioning. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-2010-500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. All right. Also, Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland, 410 area code 596-1681. Excuse me, Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland. All right. Let's get started here. Delaware, of course, is trying to figure out what to do with recreational marijuana. All right. And I get it. There are people out there who don't want it. They don't want it in their neighborhoods. I get it. They don't want it. I get it. But do you know how much tax money makes with cannabis? We have it here in Maryland, here in Ocean City. We have cannabis sale. We have open places that sell cannabis. Okay. I am on medical marijuana for my pain. That's the only reason that I deal with that. All right. Okay. And it benefits tax-wise as well for your communities. Our county here has low property taxes because of cannabis. Okay. So Delaware can't figure out what they want to do with it yet. Should we sell it here? Should we sell it there? Should we tax it this way or tax it that way? And they better move fast because Delaware's talking about raising property taxes. Yes, they are. Okay. One of the smallest, but the first states in the United States is talking about raising property taxes again. Maryland, which I didn't know this until I found out recently, has a $2 billion deficit. How that happened, I'll never know. I blame that on Larry Hogan, who was the governor here, who, when COVID hit, decided to shut everything down and act like a dictator like Tom Wolf did up in Pennsylvania. Okay. And it cost a lot of money. And he could never he got voted out. And he never made it back up again. Okay. The only thing that I'm aware of that this governor, who is running again in Maryland here, has done is sped up the construction of the Baltimore Bridge. I don't know what else he's done. I just got here in May. I've been busy with other things, not worrying about what he's doing. But I'm going to start getting more involved with that. He wants to run for re-election. I don't know if he'll get elected or not. If he's a progressive Democrat, probably will not. Baltimore's in bad shape. Washington, D.C. has crime. President Trump's threatening to send the National Guard in, which could happen. Probably will. Okay? That means you're letting your cities get out of control in your state. Gavin Newsom's got the same problem down in California. But he has insulted Trump so bad that Trump's waging war on him, and I don't blame him. Whoever Illinois governor is better get with it. Chicago's getting them next. So the Delmarva region here has a lot going on. There was a construction project that was due here in Berlin It was supposed to be taken care of up on one of the major highways. The state was supposed to pitch money into it. They had to go to the federal government because they don't have the money. All right. Federal government finally forked some dough up for it. Okay. All right. So Delaware now wants to raise property taxes. Maryland's been lucky so far. They have not. In fact, they've lowered them. In my community, they've lowered them. Okay. Tax. But here's the thing I have about taxes. It works for some, doesn't work for others. Elderly people who can't afford to, pay high rent now. Food prices going up. Tariffs are kicking us in the butt. I get it. All right. Delaware's got slot machines. They've got casinos now. Where's that money going? I've barked that Pennsylvania needs to start going to the casinos and getting money for transit, because transit needs to bring their workers to work. Okay. Christopher Cole. How are you, Christopher? Thank you for being part of the program. All right. So let me just ask you this question here tonight. When's a tax enough too much? And why are the progressive Democrats and others not looking for other means of making money, such as cannabis, such as recreational marijuana, such as, since you don't want to arrest prostitutes, oh, we can't do that. They do it here. But some other places, well, we can't do that. Then why don't you tax them? Okay? Tax them. Years ago, there was a guy who worked at KDK Radio up in Pittsburgh. He's up with the Lord now. His name's Mike Pintek. The suggestion he brought to the governor was, and to the across the country, legalize prostitution and legalize and tax porn. Porn makes billions and billions of dollars. Tax it. Okay? Tax it. Oh, I know. Then that will stop your porn problem, because people don't want to pay for it. That'll stop people from going to go to prostitutes, because they don't have to raise their rates to cover taxes. Then maybe that's not a good idea. All right. Laura, Brandon, thank you on Facebook here. Thank you, Laura. I bet you do, Laura. So do I. That's where I have to go get my medical marijuana. Thank you. Okay, on Facebook. Thank you, Laura, for that. Love my high tides too. Maybe we can rendezvous down at the boardwalk one of these days. Just say hello. All right. Just to say hi. We can rendezvous down there. I've been meeting up with people that know that I'm here and come down here to Ocean City. A few didn't. A few jumped up ship and ran, and didn't bother to say, "Hey, Ralph, I'm here. Can I come down? You want to come down boardwalk, meet up? We'll have dinner somewhere or something. Say hello." People from Pittsburgh. Couple people. I've had some that have met up with Pensman Sports. Okay, met up with a couple other folks from Pittsburgh. I hope that when you do come down here, you look me up and we'll meet up. I love meeting my audience. I love meeting my peeps. Why? Because I'm Ralph Williams. Yeah. Let me talk to you. All right. If I wasn't a talkative person, I wouldn't do this. Okay. But that's the way I see it tonight in Delaware with these taxes and cannabis and all that other stuff. Next, let's talk about Governor Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania. Tonight, I'm going to eat you alive. You know why? Because you are a terrible governor. You don't have a budget passed. That's number one. Number two, you went and you gave $394 million to SEPTA, but you have not given one dime to PRT, Pittsburgh Regional Transit up in Pittsburgh. What is wrong with you? And here's a guy now who wants to run for president in 2028. The Democrats want to put him up. Now, I'm going to give you some scenarios here about Governor Josh Shapiro. Okay? He gave Pittsburgh $600 million. Okay? That was a mistake because instead it was supposed to be used for public safety and public works, and they used it for something else. He didn't bother going after the mayor for that. Number one. Number two, he went ahead and he screwed the Republicans, promised them he was going to give them money in this next budget for education. He took it back, screwed the Republicans. That's why this budget's a problem. Because why? The Republicans are sticking back now. Okay, that's number two. Number three, he goes. Now, Josh Shapiro was our attorney general during the Tom Wolf administration when Tom Wolf was governor. He already did his 2 terms. He can't run. He couldn't run again. And I don't think he would have got voted in if he did because of COVID. He acted like a dictator. Okay. All right. And here's the interesting part about this whole thing. Nobody did anything about it. They just COVID. We did this. We ran and hid. 9/11. God bless America. 9/11. Yeah. Oh, we're united. COVID, we ran and hid. Ran and hid. Close up everybody's business. Make everybody go out of business. Make everybody hurt and scream. Make the economy go down the toilet. Tom Wolf didn't care. So what he did was he went and he instructed Josh Shapiro to start filing charges against small businesses who decided to open up during COVID. File charges against small businesses. Remember that now when you go to vote for him for president, no matter where you live in this country. All right? Remember that now. Last but not least, he goes and he gives $394 million to SEPTA in Philadelphia and tells Pittsburgh to eat it. So now, Jay Costa, who I happen to know somebody in his family, and I'm friends with his family, parts of his family, goes and says, well, PRT, he's a senator, or House of Rep, whatever. I don't know. I don't even care at this point. But Jay Costa decides that he's going to say, well, PRT can get this kind of money too, but they have to, fill out paperwork or do something like that. When he just hands Philly $394 million. Now, I don't give a crap if Philly's bigger than Pittsburgh. What? Are you mad and jealous because Pittsburgh built their stadiums ahead of yours? Yeah, that's been said many times. Okay? Pensman on Facebook. Thank you. My monitor, Pensman. Thank you. On Facebook. Brandon on Facebook. Laura. Facebook's lighting up, and you can be on too. You want to comment? Comment on YouTube or Facebook. Twitch, Twitter, X. And we're also on the KIRK network. Okay? So here's your governor, Pennsylvania, and here's and across the country now, here's a guy who wants to run for president in 2028. Cut education out, promised the Republicans he was going to give them this, that, and whatever, and he took it back. And he didn't give it to them. That's why the budget's not passed. Okay? I just gave you 5 reasons why, if Josh Shapiro runs for president, not to vote for him. 5 reasons. Okay? And I think if President Trump could run for another term, I think he would get elected again. Because he probably, it's going to take him a while to do what he needs to do. All right? That's the way I see it tonight. Next. This was my topic of discussion with you for the Ralph's Opinion show, but it turns out that I went into an angry rant for a half an hour about about the killing of Charlie Kirk. All right. So I've decided that I'm going to move it over to this tonight, right here. I've been doing a series on casino towns. I started with Las Vegas, who was hurting, by the way. I started with Atlantic City. Then I went to Atlantic City, and last week I did Wheeling and Chester, West Virginia. Tonight, we're going to talk about Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie has a casino up there called Presque Isle Casino, and it's actually called Presque Isle Downs, actually. Casino and horse racing. Okay. All right. Erie has struggled for a long time. Manufacturing jobs, just like in Western Pennsylvania, all went under. Warehouse, companies left. Erie has gotten a bad rap for a while, and in some perspective, they deserve it. Their airport is horrible. They just this year got Breeze Airways flying in and out of Florida. Their airport director should have been fired because when they lost American, they did nothing. When they lost, because American was flying to Chicago and United was flying to Denver and Charlotte, and Chicago, and then American was flying to Charlotte. That's the only flight they have now. And then the Breeze just come in now and doing something to, Florida. That's it. Erie International Airport, Tom Ridge Terminal. Okay. Erie has gotten a bad rap, but Erie is nice in the summertime. Wintertime, there's 4 feet of snow there sometimes. Okay. Not where I want to be. Another reason I moved down here. Got tired of that cold and snow, and they don't plow salt streets up there. Down here, they get so much as a dusting of snow, it's all hands on deck. They don't play around down here. All right. So Erie, it was Presque Isle Downs was moving. It was going. Presque Isle was moving along until, and I say until, Ohio got casino or slot machines, casinos. Now, New York and Niagara Falls on the American side started getting, and then New York started getting those Indian casinos, which means that, Indian casinos, all right, and they're all over New York now. Even the parts of New York where it affected Atlantic City because people would come from New York down to Atlantic City to gamble. You see, Atlantic City and West Virginia are the same, or New Jersey and West Virginia are the same. They're a poor state who cannot support Atlantic City. And then in West Virginia, they can't support Wheeling and Chester. And I don't know what Charleston does. Okay. All of the cities around in the state of Pennsylvania that have casinos other than Presque Isle are making money. I think the one up in Williamsport might be losing, and Wilkes-Barre Scranton might be losing some money because of the New York Indian casinos, but not a lot. But Erie, I went to there, and the parking lots weren't even full. I mean, I'm talking the parking lot was barely full. And it looked the same way it looked when I went to Wheeling, when I went to Chester about a year ago. Okay. Did my little casino tour. Okay. All right. So, Erie, what can be improved? Presque Isle State Park, beautiful place. Splash Lagoon Indoor Water Park, beautiful place. Beautiful place to go. All right. Down at the Bayfront, beautiful. Nice to fish down there. I've done it. Beautiful. I love Erie. In fact, my wife and I are talking about going next year. Okay. So, what happens here with Erie moving forward? They have UPMC Hamlet Hospital up there. The universities are there, Mercyhurst, Gannon. They've cleaned it up. It's coming along. There's good parts and there's bad parts. Just like anywhere else. I love Erie. We were thinking about getting a summer place up in Erie and staying up there all summer. Because coming back to Pittsburgh, despite the fact it gets 20 below zero, it's still better than 4 feet of snow. Winters are brutal up in Erie. They are. Erie's another ocean city. It's a seasonal town. Summer's great, winter's all right. So, okay. All right, that's the way I see it tonight about Erie. And I wanted to bring that up tonight because I wanted to kind of finish up this series that I'm doing. But I had to on the Ralph's Opinion show to talk about the man, it's terrible. Terrible. Really bad. Charlie KIRK. I'm still talking about it. It's just, it's ridiculously terrible about what happened. And it keeps happening. It's really sad. All right, some announcements, and then we're going to wrap it up here because I got to get on the air at 9 o'clock, and I like to take a little break before I get on the air at 9 o'clock with Luther Dupree, Claudia Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, and the Steel City Sports World Show. That's on YouTube and Facebook. Starts at 9 o'clock. We talk Pittsburgh Steelers, mostly Pittsburgh sports. High school football started. And we'll get into some probably Canelo Crawford fight coming up on Saturday. I'll be watching that. The one I really want to watch is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. I want Tank Davis to knock his block off. I'm sick of the Paul brothers, both of them. I can't stand either one of them. And I know I'll get pounded with emails. You're just jealous. No, I'm not jealous of them. I could care less how much money they make. I don't like their attitude. I don't like the way they conduct themselves. I don't like the way they think, you know what I mean. I think you do. All right. This week, the triple header Ralph Williams Saturday starts at 8 a.m. on AM 1250. The Answer 92.5 on the FM dial. The Ralph Williams Tony Moreno show, and then we have and don't forget 1250 The Answer PGH.com if you're listening outside of Western Pennsylvania. All right. And then at 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and Kick Network and Huddle Sports Network is the Saturday Sports Show with me, Ralph Williams, Leo Haggerty, and guests of our choosing. This week, once again, we'll have Pensman Sports and Brian Pettit from the Tiger Stripes Media. All right. And finally, 2 o'clock p.m. on 1250 The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial, Western Pennsylvania, and then 1250 The Answer, PGH.com. The Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. And we got a lot to talk about. Steelers, Pitt, a whole lot coming up this Saturday. Canelo Crawford, we'll be talking a lot about all that stuff. This Saturday, 2 o'clock p.m. on 1250 The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial, 1250 The Answer, PGH.com. I'm Ralph Williams. It's been another edition of The Way I See It. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. And don't forget the mailbag, ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm at 2,300. Please help me to get more as we move along. And also, please don't forget to follow me on my Twitter X platform. I'm trying to get to 400. I'm at 384, 385. It's been fluctuating back and forth. I say things, people don't like it. They don't follow me no more. So whatever. Who cares? All right. I'd like to get to 400 by the end of the year, but if I can get there sooner, that'll be a bonus. So please help me out with that. Followers. Also, don't forget about Pensman Sports. And don't forget to follow him. He has some great programming. He's also, Pensman Sports is also my monitor here. He monitors all my comments as to what's being said on here. And those of you who are new to the show want to know why I wear these sunglasses. They are prescription sunglasses that I have to wear because I have a bad cataracts in my eyes. Okay. And they help me with light to see better. Okay. So, programming notes, September 20th through 25, I will be up in Pittsburgh. Not sure yet as to whether or not I'm going to take my mobile equipment with me because I've got some appointments to see a couple surgeons up there about my eyes, and I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen yet. But first, don't forget to follow and like and subscribe to the Sports Nuts programs. Follow them on Facebook as well. All right, Brandon Keeler does a really good job there with them. And also my other friends in the media here as well, Pensman Sports. Don't forget to like and subscribe for him. Help him get his where he needs to be. Help all three of these guys, Pensman, Sports Nuts, and Tiger Stripes Media with Brian Pettit. Help them get where their goals to get like and subscribe. Follow them on Twitter X as well, also on Facebook. All right, I'm Ralph Williams. Until next week, for The Way I See It, have yourself a great one, and please be safe. Thank you.